Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. Today we are doing a month ahead reading. So in this pick a card reading, we're going to be looking at the energies of the month to come, specifically for April 2024. We have piles today. So we've got pile 1, 2, and 3. If you guys prefer to pick with charms, we also have group number 1 with the green moon charm, group number 2 with the butterfly charm, and group number 3 with the silver moon charm. Select the pile, group, or charm, whichever resonates with you, and use the timestamps or the chapters below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings. And we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the green moon charm. So we're going to be looking at April, the month ahead, finding out what is going to be happening, what to expect, how to work with the energy. We've got the cards here already pre-selected, and we're going to be doing an extended reading on the members side of the channel using charms, letters, and blocks as well. So if you are interested, you can hit the join button to stick around for that. But anyways, let's get into your reading. Group number 1, you have I care for the earth, the snake and the egg, and the pregnant bellies. I feel like you guys are going to be birthing something in April. Something new is coming to light. It's emerging. This is the word I'm actually getting, emerging. Something that you have been growing or working on or building over a long period of time. This may be something that you have not been seeing any progress on, or you've been investing a lot of sort of behind the scenes energy. I'm getting that with the moon charm that you guys were drawn to. So something has been kind of in the dark. It has not been seen, like a baby in the womb, right? You don't see the growth happening, but it's happening nonetheless. So I feel like there's something that's going to be emerging in April, and I'm feeling pleased, like energetically, I'm getting this clairsentient sense of being pleased with that, or being happy or happily surprised. I just heard birth announcement. Okay, so this could be literal for some of you, or this could be somebody comes to you with a birth announcement in April and you're pleased about that. Or it could be something that you've been working on, like a project, and you're announcing it for the first time, or it becomes more visible. I keep my own counsel. I feel like this has been something you've been keeping very close to your chest. You see the way she's hugging the feather there? It's like you've been holding this. Maybe it was something very dear to you. I'm getting the sense that you've been nurturing this for a while, or you've been protecting it. If this is an emotional thing, then you're going to be opening up and becoming more expressive in what it is that you want to communicate. Maybe you've been holding your feelings closer to the chest before, but now you're being able to open up and put them into the public eye in some way, whether it's just with one person or quite literally publicly, because the eye over her head is really sticking out to me. And I just got the phrase all-seeing eye. So it feels like there's something about being able to observe, feel, and then express. Gifts from God. Okay, so I was going to say, like, it feels like this is God's all-seeing eye, showing you the way, or encouraging you to express yourself, to trust yourself, to be able to birth this thing into the physical earth realm. I care for the earth, right? Into the earth realm. Gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon says, "We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive." So if you've been holding something really closely and tightly to the chest, then your arms aren't open to receive. So I'm feeling like in April, you're being encouraged to open up and spread your hands and really bring something in, especially if it's something you've been desiring. I am seeing the trophy here. I feel like there's going to be an accomplishment. You're going to accomplish something in April. It's going to be born. It's going to be visible. Something is going to be visible here. And it is going to be an achievement for you. Whether this is an emotional upgrade in terms of how you express yourself or how you share your gifts. But like I was saying from the very beginning, I feel like this is something of a project that you've been working on behind the scenes in the darkness. You know, that internal work has been going on for quite some time, and you've been working to birth something to do with your gifts. And this is divinely guided. And so you're going to get that trophy, you're going to get the reward, you're going to get the acclaim, whatever it is that you're looking for or needing. It's like there's going to be recognition of that. I'm getting sort of like Six of Wands energy from this Gifts of God card. Six of Wands in the tarot is about achievement, victory, success. Can be about public notoriety or recognition as well. So I'm getting all of those vibes for you, Group 1, in the month of April. But let's find out more. It's because you're ready. It's because you're ready, Group number 1. You've been working. I just keep getting this energy of behind the scenes. Like people don't see all of the work that is going on behind the scenes, or maybe you don't even see it. That could be the case too, Group number 1. You might not even see how much work you're doing behind the scenes, energetically, your body, the way that you're doing psychological processing or emotional, intuitive. I'm getting emotional, intuitive processing. And they're showing me the dream realm as well. You might not even see it because it's happening in the astrals at night. It's happening in the dream realm. But there's something that you're ready for here. You're ready to step into the next level. And this thing is going to be born. And I'm getting the word recreate. So you're going to be recreating something. I'm also getting the word establish. Recreating something that you've been trying to establish, or you're going to be establishing something because you're recreating it in a successful way. Deep knowing. Yes. I'm getting connection to God source, right? With that all-seeing eye energy. And then I'm getting the subconscious mind and the soul, obviously, with the moon. So I feel like this is the deep knowing, the deep wisdom that you guys are tapping into. I mean, that's what the owl represents. We literally have the moon here in this card as well. I'm also getting Mercury energy. I don't think that actually is the planet Mercury in this card, but I'm feeling mercurial energy. Okay, I'm noticing that these two people in this card are holding this thing. He's holding this thing and she's holding this thing. So you're holding something with both hands and you're presenting it. Or something is being presented to you as soon as you open up your hands to receive, right? Because it's like if you've been clutching things close to your chest, your arms aren't out to receive. So there's something, this deep knowing that you're getting. It's coming through and you're going to see something. I'm feeling like it's like literally coming to you. Something is literally coming to you. Here and now in the egg. Again, pay attention to symbolism around eggs in April. I know that end of March is Easter, so you're probably still going to be seeing a lot of eggs through April. But that's significant. It's not just about the Ostara or Easter energy. This is a symbol of rebirth for you, Group number 1, and it's a fresh new beginning. I'm feeling like spring, and specifically this month of April, is going to be a big step forward in, I just heard career. Okay, so I was getting project. Now I'm seeing that this could be connected to a career. And it's like you're going to be kind of putting a flag down in this present moment and going, wow, I really made it here. I really accomplished this. I really did this thing. It's a milestone moment type of achievement where, like for a mother giving birth for the first time, having gone through all of the labor of, creating this child in the womb for 9 months and then birthing physically for however long. And then it's like she finally gets to hold the child in her arms and goes, wow, I really just did all of that. And this is the achievement moment. This is what it feels like. And it gets you very centered into the present moment because you've accomplished something and it's tangible. And so your present moment focus is all that you can see. And that's a good thing because that's where you get these downloads, or that's where you receive the blessing, really, the blessing. Yeah. This is looking good. Okay. We're going to go into the Synchronicities Oracle. This is my new Oracle deck available for pre-order. The link is in the description box. You have the blue book. Deep knowing. Yeah. Knowledge, wisdom. I feel like you're tapping into something. If some of you have communication gifts, this could be part of it too. I did see that earlier, and I think I forgot to mention it. I get a lot of downloads and messages during doing readings like this, but I was seeing communication. So if for some of you, communication through like writing or speaking or singing, it could be part of this as well. But I'm seeing like being able to express something that you know, right? Something that you know. And I'm hearing that adage, what is it for writers? They say, write what you know. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be writing what you know, or you're going to be expressing what you know, and this is a divine gift from the gods, and you're ready to express it. So maybe some of you are deciding to write a book or publish a book. Maybe this is something you've been working on behind the scenes, right? When authors are writing a book, that's not something that's necessarily public. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on, not just physically typing things up and working out the story and the plot, but also the imagination that has to go into it, especially if it's, more of like a fictional work. But I'm seeing like a lot of processing in the mind and the emotional stuff that comes along with that. And if it's not a book, then just take that as a metaphor, right? But it could be literal for some of you. Oh, you've got the burning house. Okay, so the burning house can represent a need to move. I'm hearing refresh your environment. Okay, so in this case, it's not as literal. Sometimes, like when this synchronicity came up for me in real life, Spirit kept showing me burning houses, and I started freaking out and thinking that my house was going to burn down. So I started packing a go bag. Later, I realized that it was actually because I needed to move houses, and it was only after the fact that I looked back and was able to see what Spirit was trying to tell me. But they're talking about refreshing your environment here. So something does need to be sort of like cleansed or cleared out. And that's going to help you to have this fresh new start, because I do feel like April is going to be a very new beginning type of month. I'm hearing spring cleaning. Yeah, so you might be wanting to do some spring cleaning in April. You might be doing that already, because you can just feel it. It's very palpable. It's tangible, like this energy of something new coming in, or this achievement that you're about to reach. And they're showing me again this metaphor of the baby, and it's kind of like the mother having prepared the room, fresh coat of paint, setting everything up with the crib and stuff like that. So this metaphor of like giving birth to something and then having your space prepared to be able to welcome that thing in is something that Spirit's really emphasizing here for the month of April. Again, if this is literal, just take it that way, but Spirit usually speaks in metaphor. And the knot. I heard tying the knot as soon as I flipped it over, and that's not actually usually what I get from this card, but you could be tying the knot and committing to something, and that could be the reason why you are cleaning things up or changing the environment around. You're ready to commit to something. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but it's like you're ready to commit to this next level in your life. That's what it is. Okay. You're ready to commit to this next level in your life, group number one. And this is going to be a big level up for you, And it's going to activate a lot within you so you can express and share your gifts. I feel like if you've been holding something tight to the chest, like I was saying this whole reading, you're going to be opening up about it. You're going to be sharing it. You're going to be expressing it. You're going to be putting it out there into the world in some way. And it's going to really feel gratifying. And it's going to please you in terms of the type of results that you get from it. And it's actually going to help you to tap into your inner knowing and your deep subconscious desires. Is what Spirit just said. Okay. Deep subconscious desires fulfilled. Wow. Okay. So this is actually helping you to self-explore at the same time as you're birthing or achieving something. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. And they're showing me a soft-boiled egg. That is funny. Right, because the egg. So, and I'm getting, what is that? That phrase, the same water that boils the egg softens the potato. So it's like something about your environment, even though it was difficult, I just got a big pitch change in my right ear. This is a frequency download coming in, confirmation as well. The environment that you were in may have felt hot, like the boiling water. And you were in this boiling water and it was painful in some way. But you are the egg, not the potato. You are the egg, and this water hardened you in a good way. Not in the sense that it made you harder and therefore more rigid, but in the sense that it made you tougher, it made you more resilient. And they're also showing me that the soft-boiled egg, yes, it's physically dense, but it's also springier and more resilient. So there's something about this that is more resilient. They're also showing me the yolk. Yeah, they're showing me this golden yolk in the egg. And it feels to me like some kind of a reward or prize. Gold is the color of the trophy, the color of the ankh here, and you're ready. So it feels like there's some kind of golden knowledge or wisdom that you have developed through this trying process, through this birth process or recreation process of yourself. And as a result, you're going to see how much more capable you are going forward, not just in the month of April, but for the rest of the year and the rest of your life. This has been a healing process, and you committed to it on some level here. You did. You committed to it, and you're going to get the payoff from that. You're going to see the rewards of that. We have the 4 of emotions from the tarot. This is the Muse tarot. I feel like you're seeing something more clearly, group 1. I feel like you're seeing yourself more clearly. 9 of emotions. And they started playing, this came up in another reading recently, Juicy. I went from negative to positive and it's so good. So I feel like you guys are going from this 4 of Cups energy, which is kind of like, I don't know what I want. I'm discontent with where I'm at. I'm bored. I'm feeling unfulfilled, restless, aimless, directionless, pathless. I want something, but I don't know what it is. And I don't know where to look, or I don't know how to get it. And then in the 9 of Cups, this is, I have it now. I've got it, and I've created it, and I've created it myself, and I'm proud of myself for that. And I'm getting that sense of accomplishment and that feeling of self-satisfaction and fulfillment. You've got the genie lamp here. So it's wish fulfillment. You're able to fulfill your wishes. And in that, there's a sense of pride, confidence, and I'm getting a sense of self as well. It's like you have a sense of self that comes from that too on some level. Perhaps recognizing the power of this deep knowing or wisdom that you have, the fact that you are ready, that you have cultivated all of this, and that you have divine gifts that you can express here. 4 of materials. You've got the 2 4 cards that just kind of really stuck out to me. Let me see if I can move these up a bit. I kind of want to see if I can get like a 3rd line in here for you, group number 1. But I might just mess up all the cards. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this is part of your process as well. It's like kind of like restructuring things and seeing what's going to work. Like, is this going to fit? Is this going to, is this going to be something that's doable? Maybe you've been readjusting for a while now. I think this has been part of the process, group number 1. I really do. I feel like this has been part of the process and you're doing a good job. You're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. This has been very divinely guided. Yeah, so 4 of materials, I see you kind of like coming out of the trees is what they just showed me. I know that that's not at all what's here on the card, but I saw clairvoyantly you coming out of a forest. So you've been in the trees, you've been in the woods, group number 1. Isn't that a phrase, coming out, lost in the woods or coming out of the woods? I'm not sure, but there's something about that. Like you're coming out of a period of maybe feeling a bit lost or confused, and you're finally seeing the whys of it all. It's like it makes sense now. Ace of inspiration. I do feel a strong sense of re-inspiration and creativity. If you've had like writer's block or creative block in any way, I feel like April is going to be the month where you really have a sense of what you want to do. And you're actually taking it from the imagination or from the mind and you're putting it out there. Making it physical is what I heard. Making it physical. We're going to get some channeled message cards for you as well. Group number 1. There's room for growth. The grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence. In this case, the grass is greener where it has been tended to diligently and with care. If you see that you're lacking, what can you do today to nurture growth? I think this is what it's really all about. It's even with the green moon here, it's like the green grass, right? So there's something about nurturing growth in April that is going to be important. So don't look to something different or new to satisfy or fulfill you. Look to where you are right now. That's what Here and Now is talking about. That's what the 9 of Cups is talking about. How can you build and stabilize exactly where you're at and start something or recreate it in a way that's really aligned with you and allows you to express your creativity in a way that just feels so satisfying. And there's a victory in that in and of itself. But I'm seeing you really actually tending to your grass and benefiting from that. Yeah, they're showing me clairvoyantly somebody on a beautiful green lawn, and they're going outside and they're sitting on their sun chair and enjoying the day. So it feels like you've built something here, group number 1. And in April, you're going to be able to enjoy it. Like maybe you started out with this brown, patchy grass, and you needed to I don't know anything about grass, but they're telling me something about sod. It's like fertilizer, maybe, and seeds. And then you had to water, and you had to protect from pests, and you had to do all these things. And I'm seeing in the month of April that all of that work pays off, and you actually get to stop and enjoy the green, beautiful grass that you have cultivated. And that's where this sense of satisfaction really comes from. Yeah, we'll get those two as well. And then we're going to go into the extended on the members side. Money is a factor in this situation. Money doesn't buy happiness, as they say, but it can buy safety and security. It can provide for your needs, and it can create the freedom to choose how you wish to live your life. Money could be coming in, all right? There's room for growth here still, I'm seeing in April, but I feel like, especially if your environment has felt insecure, right? The 4 of Pentacles talking about, oh God, I don't know if I'm going to have enough, and how am I going to pay the rent and all of these things. It's like you're tapping into some kind of unknown or previously untapped well of knowledge or power within yourself that in April allows you to be able to cultivate this green growth. And like literally green, and money is also green. Well, not necessarily in Canada, at least the $20 bills are, but there's something about this energy of security that you're building or that you're going to be seeing. Yeah, they're bringing me back to the achievement again. Yeah, so you're going to be achieving some kind of financial milestone or growth that is sustainable, long-lasting, and gives you a sense of security in April, group number 1. And we have justice is sweet for those who are sweeter. When you don't seek revenge for revenge's sake and keep your heart pure and clean for your own sake, the sweetest outcome will prevail in the end. So I'm seeing you getting your just desserts. It's like the berry is sweet and you're able to enjoy that in April. It feels sort of like harvest season, but it's not like the harvest season of like the fall, because we're in spring in the northern hemisphere anyway. But I'm just getting this feeling of like this is something that you're going to be getting these nice sweet spring berries. There's going to be some juicy fruit. There's going to be some income that helps you to feel more secure and helps you to direct your creative flow as well. All right, so that's what I see for you, group number 1. If you're interested in jumping over to the extended reading where we're going to be getting charms, letters, blocks, and also the categories cards, so we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff there on the extended reading, you can hit the join button below this video to become a member. That gives you access to the members only readings, ad-free, and also the monthly live streams with me where members get personal readings and healings. So if you're interested, hit that join button and we'll see you on there on the other side. And if not, we'll see you in the next reading. I love you guys. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pink butterfly and this pile. So we're going to find out what is coming up for you in the month of April. Okay. So I advance through my own abilities, and I am seeing you coming out of a cocoon, spreading your wings and being able to fly. The butterfly also gives me like networking or connecting with people. I see that you're going to be loved for something that you're able to do, your abilities, group number 2. It's feeling like an accomplishment of some kind, something that you're achieving and you're advancing. I live in truth. I was noticing the heart here around her throat. So it's like you're speaking the truth in some way. You're networking, you're advancing, people are recognizing what you can do. I'm hearing you're good at that. You're good at that. Somebody's telling you you're good at that in the month of April. Spiritual understanding, Archangel Raziel says, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I live in truth, spiritual truths. Wow. You're going to be getting a lot of synchronicities. A lot of symbolism is going to be very important for you in the month of April, group number 2. So pay attention to signs, synchronicities, symbols. I'm seeing the white dove. They're really kind of highlighting that in my mind. That's what Spirit does when they want me to pay attention to something. It's like it enhances, it's like focuses and enhances, and it kind of like lights up, like there's a glow to it. That's how I see symbols and signs. That's how I tell the difference between a symbol and a sign from just kind of like an everyday thing. So pay attention to doves. Pigeons, yeah, they're telling me pigeons too. And pigeons reminds me of carrier pigeons. They're deliverers of messages. They deliver truth. Okay. You have the reconsider card. This is the only card that I actually did see making the piles, right? I always pull the cards face down. I don't look at them until we do the readings, but this one I actually did see because it fell out upright, like with the card facing like that. So I saw reconsider, and I knew that this was going to be something we were going to look at here. So what is this, Spirit? They said reconsidering your spiritual truth. What is that? What? Whoops. When I put it down, it like fluffed the air. It blew the air and like affected the cherry blossoms. I feel like you're growing spiritually, and you're reconsidering your spiritual truth, not in a bad way, not like you're questioning your beliefs, but it's like you're expanding them in some way. And this reconsideration is helping you to come into more of your truth. You're spiritually understanding. They're showing me a lecture in university. I remember being in like in those big stands in university listening to the professor. I feel like you're learning something in April, and it expands your mind, and you're able to kind of like put something together in a new way that you didn't see before because you're understanding it. Yeah. Breathe. Oh, meditation or breath work could be significant here. I'm seeing like connection to spirituality being very significant in the month of April. You might be changing up your spiritual routines too. Like if you don't meditate, maybe you start meditating more, or you start employing different meditation techniques and seeing how they work for you differently. I'm seeing like a change in the wind and blossoming. Something is blossoming in April. Time for a nap. Okay, that's breathe. Time for a nap. Rest is going to be significant in April. Rest, yeah. Because it's like I feel like you're getting a lot of energetic spiritual downloads, right? You're learning a lot in April non-physically, and so you do need more rest and more time to integrate those big spiritual epiphanies is kind of the energy that I'm getting for you, group 2. So make sure that you're prioritizing your internal needs. Okay, let's get some synchronicities oracles here. This is from my new deck, the Synchronicities Oracle. It's available for pre-order. Link is in the description box below. The tornado. Right, you're in the eye of the storm. The winds are changing in April, group number 2, and that's why I think you need to breathe and like rest, because there's some kind of a shift that's happening. You're getting into the vortex. You're getting into like that vortex of truth that calls everything into being, and you're ascending. They're showing me the snake moving up like that. So you're ascending and you're advancing. Yeah, you're advancing through your abilities, but it can feel a little bit like a whirlwind, and that's why I think they're recommending that you reconsider how you approach your spiritual practices. That's what I'm getting. And you have the black feather. This could be another one of those signs or symbols. Now, it's interesting that the first symbol that they really called into attention was the white feathers of the dove, or the dove itself, which has white feathers. And now you've got these dark feathers. So when I see dark feathers, there's a couple of things that I associate it with, but in this case, I'm seeing it to do with protection and communication from the angels. So like if you need rest, you might see black feathers being like, hey, protect your energy. You need to do some spiritual release or ground yourself or something, cleanse the energy in your field, which helps you to ascend to higher and higher levels of spiritual understanding, because your energy field is clearer. And you have the martini glass, but I almost wanted to call it the chalice. So I feel like, and it's clear and it's empty. So I feel like you need to be keeping your energy very clear in the month of April, group number too, because that's how you're going to get these spiritual downloads coming in, and they're not going to be distorted. And they won't be overwhelming. Although I am feeling, and I'm being called to mention by Spirit, that there might be some things in April that feel a little overwhelming. As you grow, it's going to feel a bit chaotic is what they're showing me, but that's why they're encouraging you to rest, breathe, like center yourself, be in the eye of the storm, and then it won't feel so disruptive. But I feel like a lot of things are changing. A lot of things are changing for you in April. The wind is shifting, you're transforming, and it can feel a little uncomfortable. So that's just a warning. It might feel a little uncomfortable, but it's ultimately for your highest good because you are advancing and you're living in your truth. But sometimes when we do that and we shift our frequency, the outside world has to recalibrate and shift to meet that new frequency that we're embodying. And that's when some things can start to fall away or some physical changes will start to take place. And it's because it's matching the frequency that we're now embodying. But like the physical reality has to like deconstruct and then reconstruct itself around you. So when it can feel like a little bit of a dark night of the soul moment where all of a sudden your relationships are changing, or you're needing to like change up how you live, or your routines are changing, you're letting things fall away, maybe, moving or restructuring the way you live. Like there's a lot of physical changes that take place in this kind of a process is what they're showing me. The crowning, whoa, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, and a seat at the table. Oh, wow. You're getting a seat at the table. The round table, the spiritual table, this advancement. I was getting like networking energy. Maybe you're actually literally getting a seat at some kind of an important table. They're showing me a banquet hall in my mind. So yeah, this could be significant. You're birthing something for sure. Like the crowning, yeah, you're birthing something. I'm also seeing crown chakra being significant. Crown chakra is at the top of your head, and this is how you connect to your higher self, to the divine, to spiritual understanding and knowledge. So yeah, I'm seeing meditation, breathing techniques, and getting into alignment with your truth, really activating this Holy Spirit download from above into your crown chakra. And it's giving you information that you need to cross this threshold, to initiate yourself into these higher states of being and higher timelines and different things like that. Ace of Voices. I was really, really noticing the sword here in this angel's hand in the Reconsider card. And the Ace of Voices in the traditional tarot is the Ace of Swords. And it can be about epiphanies. Did I not use that word? Remind me, guys, did I use that word? Because when I'm channeling and when I'm doing readings, it's kind of like information goes in one ear and out the other. It's hard for me. It's like trying to catch smoke with my bare hands. Harry Potter reference. It's like that. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm seeing a change in the wind. I'm seeing communication being important, advancing through your abilities, people wanting to communicate that to you because you're living in your truth. And it's like deep spiritual wisdom or awareness or something that you're unlocking within yourself in a big way. And then from that, you really see the way forward. I just feel like clarity in the month of April. Clarity. Muse of emotions. I just keep getting the words spiritual downloads. Spiritual downloads are big. In the month of April, group number 2, Knight of Voices. I feel like you're going to be getting so many downloads. Like a lot of information is coming in. I actually want to put this over here with this card because these two are kind of similar energy. I've thoughts, epiphanies. Pay attention to things that come up in meditation or breakthroughs that you have when you're doing like spiritual connection techniques. 5 of materials. Oh. I'm seeing you understanding something about the material realm and how it merges with the spiritual realm in the month of April, group 2. So it's like you're getting some kind of a spiritual download or awareness. You're learning something about manifestation, they just said. About how manifestation works or doesn't work and why. Like through you. Not that manifestation doesn't work in general, but like why it may not have worked for you in the past. And you're reconsidering your tactics or your approach. And you're focusing a lot on freeing up space in your energy field to receive these higher vibrational codes that unlock what you're seeking, what you're thirsty for, they just said, what you're thirsty for, what you've been trying to create. And the cup is going to be filled. Yeah, I just see a lot of realizations for you. Okay, let's get some of these cards as well. The juice of the berry is sweeter when picked by hand. Putting in the work makes a positive outcome that is much more satisfying. Hashtag sense of accomplishment. Okay, so group number 2, I feel like you're going to be advancing in the month of April in what you can manifest and create. There's time to spare. At this point in your life, you can get away with slowing down and relaxing your approach. The fates are moving and reordering things beyond your control and scope of vision. Relax and have faith. All will turn out well in due time. I'm actually getting the opposite. Interestingly enough, energetically, what I'm feeling is that there is no time to spare. This is happening now in the month of April, and it's going to be insistent. It's like the slow process of building up, creating a child in the womb. And then all of a sudden, when it's time for it to come, it's like, there's no time. You got to get to the hospital. You got to birth this child, so it's like it's insistent in some way. But I'm seeing that through that sort of chaotic storm of events or things happening very quickly, there's this energy of like, slow down. That's what I'm getting from this card. Slow down like the snail. Breathe. Take a nap, rest. So it's kind of like things are happening all around you. Fast, fast, fast. But your spiritual understanding is saying, calm yourself down. Get into your center. That's where you're going to receive these downloads, this information you need to be able to traverse this. I just heard meteoric rise, okay? So you guys may be rising in the month of April in some way, spiritually, physically. Yeah. Okay, you need a plan. It's time to sit down and organize your life. Only time will tell if your plan will be successful, but any plan is better than no plan when it comes to this matter. Study and learn and begin asking the right questions of the right people. Write it all down. I was getting studying and learning. They did show me clairvoyantly, a student in school, getting that knowledge, those downloads. So I feel like you're doing a lot of learning in the month of April, group number 2. And this is why it's important that you calm yourself and breathe and center and kind of like tune out all of the chaos of things happening on the outside, because the information you're going to be learning or the downloads you're going to be getting or the epiphanies or the realizations that are going to be sparked from within are going to give you this plan. But it's like you need to sit down and listen to that plan so that you can know what to do. And then you're going to harvest these sweet fruits and you're going to get this sense of accomplishment because you're actually seeing yourself advancing through your own abilities, through your own knowledge and wisdom, through what you've been able to learn and then apply. Yes. So there's a lot of truth in the month of April, group number 2. Listen, have your ears pricked up the entire month because you're going to be learning stuff in ways that you didn't expect. They're bringing me back to that card underneath, the spiritual understanding card that was talking about signs and symbols. So Spirit is going to be communicating to you very clearly through the signs and symbols and the synchronicities. And they're not always just imagery, although that is why, that is one of the main ways that they communicate. But sometimes it's through these like repeating things that are connected. And you start to be able to connect the dots and you're learning through that. I've talked about this so much here on my channel, but if you're new here, I'll talk about it again. Spirit had me start tracking and writing down, and it says write it all down here, every synchronicity that comes up through my days. And I end up writing about 200 pages a month of point form notes on synchronicities that come up, sometimes 10 pages of synchronicities a day. It's intense. So when you get to this level, you start to be able to see, you're like playing detective and you put all the pieces together and you can see this higher truth, gain this spiritual understanding. I feel like Spirit is educating me every single day. And I actually joke about this. I say I'm in the universal university, like the university of Spirit. And every single day I'm taking those notes. I'm sitting my butt down in that class and I'm learning. And this is what you're being recommended to do as well. Group number 2 is like put your butt in the seat, listen up and take notes, because you're going to be seeing how things fit together. And that's going to help you have a plan, a strategy of action to execute your goals and to achieve your accomplishments. And it's like, this is the time. Now's the time. But it's like you might be rushing to class, but as soon as you get to class, sit down and remain calm so you can hear and absorb that information, and then take that out into the real world and go do your quote unquote job, right? Like your, whatever it is, your soul mission or what it is that you're called to do. So that's really what I'm seeing here. Meditate on it. Bring in these downloads. Yeah, crown chakra is going to be big this month, group number 1. So that is what I have for you for the main reading. Now we're going to go into the extended, where we're going to, on the member side of the channel, look at blocks, charms, letters, and categories cards as well. So if you guys are interested in a lot more detail and some fun stuff, then stick around, jump over to that members only reading. Join if you're not a member by hitting the join button down below. If you don't see it there, it may be because you are on the app, and sometimes on YouTube the app doesn't show it in certain countries, so you may have to go through a computer or a desktop to see the join button there on the main page or underneath the video. But anyway, join us there if you feel so called, and if not, we'll see you in the next reading. I love you guys. Bye. All right, hi group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this silver ornate moon as your charm and this pile. So we're going to find out what is going on in the month of April for you. I listened to opposing opinions. The light and dark are really standing out to me in the 2 different roses. So you might be seeing the opinion of someone who's close to you, a friend or a romantic partner, in a different light. I'm getting the sense that you're able to listen and understand something from that other person's perspective. And because of that, it creates more harmony in the connection or in the relationship. I can be trusted. Yeah, because you can be trusted to listen and seek to understand rather than to judge or react or respond from your own perspective. I'm seeing you being able to understand more deeply what the other person is feeling, needing, or thinking. And as a result, they feel more understood. And then they see that you can be trusted. And I think also you can trust yourself to hold safe space for other people in this way, which is a beautiful thing too. Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship, Archangel Shamuel. Yeah, I was getting that right from your first card. It's like something about a relationship, and you and this person are better able to communicate and connect. I'm feeling like true intimacy is possible here in April, group number 3, when you can be vulnerable and open to understand the other person's point of view without sacrificing your own. Recovery. This could be a recovery of a relationship, or within this relationship where there may have been more strife or turmoil, like there may have been more misunderstandings or miscommunications. And I feel like in April, things are going to smooth out if this has been the case. There's also, I'm seeing recovery for you as well. Like you're getting a lot of support from the spiritual realm. They're drawing my attention to the angel behind this woman. So it feels like you're getting a lot of support from your higher self. And speaking from experience, like I remember being in relationships with people where there's a lot of differences in the way that we communicate or the things we've experienced in the past. There's childhood traumas that can come up in relationships and things can get triggered. And I remember that anytime that I would get really triggered by my significant other, I would always call on my higher self and say, like, higher self, can you help me with this situation? Because I'm feeling myself getting triggered and I need to calm down. And every time I would remember to do that, it would significantly calm down and diffuse the situation, at least on my end. And then it's up to the other person to do that for themselves too. But I'm seeing that there's some kind of an ease in communication because you are connecting to this higher expression of yourself, which can certainly calm you down and help the relationship to work more smoothly as well. Round and round. If this is not someone who you are currently with, this could be someone from your past, and it feels like you're breaking a karmic cycle, group number 3. Like you are no longer operating at the same level that you used to when it comes to how you connect to other people. They're giving me again the word intimacy. So intimacy, deep understanding, and connection. And so I'm seeing you having revealed is actually the word I heard, revealed a cycle around how these relationships may have been dysfunctional in the past within yourself and with other people. And I'm seeing this recovery happening. I'm seeing it happening in April. Like you're able to function better in relationships to other people and trust yourself to be able to communicate your point of view without getting caught up in the ego's story or the other person's perception. And you're also able to hear clearly what the other person is needing you to hear. And it's like this breaks down the walls that may have separated you from other people and created these miscommunications, misunderstandings, or projections. And as a result, you're clearing this karmic pattern and getting more healthy relationships. That's honestly what it feels like. Not for you. And I also see that you're trusting yourself to know what is not for you, or to be able to recognize what is not a healthy relationship pattern. Because there are some people that you can drop in with your higher self and come from that open heart space perspective, and they will never be able to meet you there, no matter how hard you try. I've been there too. So I feel like this may have been something that has happened in the past, where you've been in connections with people that no matter how hard you tried, it just wasn't enough, or they weren't able to ever get on your level. And that's okay. You know, everybody's at different stages in their egoic development, and that's normal. That's healthy to a degree, right? But I'm seeing you in April really mastering your sense of self. And then in doing so, you're trusting yourself to connect to people in the way that feels right for you and to the right people, so that it's mutually safe. The number 6 is really standing out to me here. The number 6, what is that? The 6th month. January, February, March, April, May. June could be significant as well. I know this is a reading for April, but the number 6 is really standing out. Oh, right. And the number 6 can also talk about relationships. That makes sense. So it's relationship harmony is really the main theme of April for you, group number 1. But let's get more information. Yeah, let's look at the Synchronicities Oracles. This is my new Oracle deck. It's available for pre-order through the link in the description box. You have the Cave, and it did kind of come out like this. I don't normally take these Oracle cards upright or reversed. It's just, you know, they are what they are, but I'm kind of taking note of that right now, or I'm feeling like kind of prompted to do so. So I feel like this may be you coming out of your cave or emerging into the light so that you can connect with people if you haven't been, especially if you have been more in like your introverted phase, or you've been hiding away, hibernating for the winter, or maybe avoiding conflict in some way. I feel like you can trust yourself to be able to handle things, group number 3. Okay, you have the ink and quill. I do, like I was saying from the very beginning, I feel like you're getting perspective and able to communicate more effectively with people so that you're understood. And I'm getting eloquence actually from the ink and quill here. It's like you can communicate eloquently to get your point across, be understood, and also do that, you know, hold space and listen for other people as well. They're actually showing me clairvoyantly somebody writing a letter in like the olden days, you know, they writing a quill, correspondence, they're telling me correspondence. Okay, so this could even be somebody at a distance, or, I mean, in this modern age, it could be texting or email, but it's correspondence with someone, but I'm feeling like it's very, I'm getting the phrase highbrow. Okay, so this could be with somebody who is very mature, either physically, mentally, or emotionally, somebody who is classy in that way, or you could be that person. I'm just tapping into this energy of like a well-cultured individual, someone who does things properly, the right way. They really think about what they're doing. They put a lot of energy and effort into it. It's not like this sort of flippant type of communication. It's very well thought out, very well developed. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. And you have the scroll, the knowledge you seek. So it's like this person feels very mature. The scroll is like ancient knowledge. So this person has a lot of ancient knowledge. Maybe they've spent a lot of time alone, or you've spent a lot of time alone cultivating this sense of self that is very wise. And then as a result, you're able to connect, and it feels very mutual. I feel like if you're not with someone right now, in April, you could be forming a connection with someone who you really resonate with, or who really resonates with you. You're kind of like on the same level is what I'm getting. If you are with someone and there has been conflicts in the relationship, April might be a month where those things smooth out and the communication becomes more equal. So you have the High Priestess. This is that ancient wisdom, right? Ancient wisdom that may be cultivated through time alone. So you may want to actually spend time alone in April so that you have your head well placed on your shoulders. You know what I mean? So it's like having that independent time to be able to assess what you're feeling and communicate effectively. Like I know the example that's coming to mind is like thinking about what you're going to say before you're going to say it. You know, it's not like, not in a fake way, but in a kind of like, I'm not just going to react, I'm going to respond. I'm going to center myself and use that inner wisdom to communicate in a way that's a lot deeper and more intimate. That's really like the way that I'm feeling it. And you have the Death card as well. Wow. I heard Death of the Old. Yeah, so this may even be a past life relationship for some of you. I'm getting this feeling of like you've been through this before, but I think you're handling it in a new way now, or you're clearing out those old karmic patterns, letting them die, and you're recovering, coming into more like self-autonomy, self-trust through that. Muse of Materials. I'm seeing family tree. So this actually could even be a family member for some people here in this group. Or this could be a family or generational karmic pattern that is being healed, that you are recovering from. So learning to heal relationship patterns, possibly around discernment or around how to communicate in a more strategic way so that things don't get out of hand. Like, for example, it makes a difference to calm down and then communicate clearly. Like if we're talking about like arguments and fighting and disagreements and things like that, responding or reacting in the moment is never the appropriate thing to do, because when we're triggered, our nervous system shuts down the frontal lobe of our brain. So we're not able to communicate rationally. We come purely from emotion, purely from that triggered place. And that's why I used to call in my higher self, because I'm like, I don't want to say things that I wouldn't normally say. I don't want to allow these triggers to push me past the bounds of what I'm morally comfortable with. And so I would consciously and intentionally either choose to walk away, take space, like take some time, go for a walk, settle down, and then come back, because I value the relationship, or I value this other person. I don't want to hurt them. So, we're all capable of saying things that are harsh or hurtful when we're triggered. And I'm seeing that there's a recovery from that pattern if that has been the case, or you're able to move away from relationships where people are not willing to take that space or that time to calm themselves down and to communicate effectively. Yeah, it feels like conscious communication, page of cups, page of emotions. Definitely conscious communication is going to be the major theme of April. And it's coming from a very, again, they're giving me the phrase highbrow. So it's coming from a very like well-earned inner wisdom. There could even be intellectual communication happening in the month of April as well. Intellectual discussions or debates with people who possibly see things differently than you, but you're not aggressively combating each other. You're actually more just debating different facts or beliefs so that you can understand things. A real true intellectual discussion is not about beating the opponent. It's about learning. And everybody wins when we come from that approach. And that's what I'm seeing intimacy being born from, is the willingness to be vulnerable enough to open up and to set the ego aside. Wow. Okay. The Thorn, protection, boundaries, and clear communication. confirmation of exactly what I was getting from the very beginning. This is a month of communication, clear communication. And when those boundaries are in place, I mean, boundaries are for the self. They're not for other people. Boundaries are for us. And so I would set that boundary with myself that I'm not going to let myself get triggered and respond inappropriately, because that's going to make me feel bad about me, and I'm not going to trust me in relationships. So this is like a big level up for you, group number 3, in terms of how you're able to trust yourself to communicate effectively and to protect yourself when needed, like walking away from people who clearly are not able or willing to have a discussion. You know, if you're talking to someone where everything becomes a battle all the time, then it's not really much, there's not much you can do, because they're dead set on misunderstanding or winning the argument. So sometimes boundaries are knowing when not to open up to the wrong people. And sometimes they're also about being able to communicate to the right people the right information that is going to help you to connect deeper. Okay, so let's get some messages from the channel deck that Spirit and I created. Oh my God, I know what this one is. Look at that. It fell out on its own. If it smells like shit, it probably is. You can dress up a turd all you want, but that won't change what it is. So I'm seeing again this old karmic pattern of perhaps accepting less than you deserved in terms of relationships or communication in general with people. That is coming to an end because you're able to recognize now and set boundaries around what you will let into your space, physically, energetically, romantically, even friends and family. It really applies across the board to all relationships. It's very important that we cultivate this self-awareness of what we do and don't want or need, because if we allow people who are dysfunctional into our lives, even if we love them, it can really throw off our sense of self, and that harms the potential for every single other relationship in life. And the relationship you have with yourself is the most important, because you are the relationship that you're going to be with your entire life. Friends, family, partners, everyone comes and goes, but you stay with you. You can't leave. It's you. You can't escape yourself. So I'm seeing you being able to trust yourself and heal these patterns and recover so that you can trust yourself fully. There's still a ways to go. Okay, you've come a long way, but there's still a ways to go before you arrive at your destination. Sometimes choosing to enjoy where you're at can make it go faster. So in April, I feel like you have come a really long way. I want to say that, especially with the Muse of Materials here. I feel like you have built a very solid foundation for yourself, group number 3, in terms of how you are able to feel secure and how you are able to trust yourself therein. I do see that there's probably still a ways to go, but I think this is something that we work on for a lifetime. I don't think that we're ever fully done developing. I mean, even at a soul level, it goes on infinitely. So there's no sort of like, okay, now I've learned everything there is to learn and I'm done and I'm perfect. Like, that's not how it works. So I'm seeing you being able to accept yourself more deeply, to really see the shit and not accept it anymore, and to be able to let those old ways of communicating or connecting die away so that you can have the opportunity to communicate on a much higher level with the people who are going to be able to meet you there. So that is what I see for you, group number 3, in the month of April. If you would like to go deeper, we are going to be getting charms, blocks, letters, and categories cards in the extended reading on the member side of the channel. You can become a member by hitting the join button down below. If you don't see it there, it just means that it's not showing up on the YouTube app. Especially if you're on a phone, you may have to go through a desktop computer, because then you will see the button either on the main screen of my homepage or underneath all of the videos. So you can become a member today to get the extended reading, as well as monthly pick a card readings ad-free and monthly live streams with me where members get personal readings and healing. So if you're interested, hit that join button and we'll see you in the extended. If not, I love you and appreciate you for being here, and we'll see you in the next reading.